Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the 2024 Chevrolet Trax RS. As with all of my reviews, I'm going to cover all of the ins and outs and take this thing on a thorough drive. There's a whole lot of stuff to cover, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up and let her run. The Trax is all new for the 2024 model year. Designed from the onset to be one of the most affordable crossovers in its segment, it offers high-quality materials, an upscale design, and plenty of technologies for the modern era. Longer, lower, and wider, the new Trax introduces an athletic, muscular design inspired by the Chevrolet Blazer. At the front, sleek horizontal lines emphasize width and are designed around the lines of the Chevy bow tie, which flow outward to the slim, Blazer-inspired headlamps that feature all new LED lighting elements. Chevy's signature high-eye LED daytime running lamps make the Trax more visible. A sleeker side profile is enhanced by a 4-inch lower overall height than its predecessor, while strong shoulders in the body contribute to a taut, muscular presence and a strong stance. The new Trax's larger dimensions pay dividends when it comes to the driving experience and interior spaciousness. It's 11 inches longer overall, with a nearly 6-inch longer wheelbase and 2-inch wider track, creating more composed ride and handling characteristics when compared to its predecessor. Of course, the larger dimensions also translate into greater interior roominess and cargo capacity, including 3 inches of additional rear legroom for improved comfort. Maximum cargo capacity increases by nearly 12%. The Trax is currently offered in 5 trim levels, including the LS, 1RS, LT, 2RS, and Active. Base pricing ranges between $21,495 and $24,995. There's up to 8 colors to choose from depending on the trim level. Each trim has specific design cues, including specific grille designs and wheels, as well as a unique decor depending on the model. The LS and LT trims feature clean, straightforward designs with additional bright trim on the LT. The RS trims offer the Trax's sportiest design, with additional exterior trim accents as well as a unique grille with an embedded RS badge. The Active trim has a monochromatic look and includes titanium chrome accents and an aggressive-looking rear skid plate motif. It also features unique black wheels. The 2RS we're checking out today, which starts at $24,995, is finished in crimson metallic, which is a no-cost option. This example is also equipped with the sunroof package and the driver confidence package. All in, with destination, the total MSRP for the 2RS we're checking out today is $26,540. For comparison's sake, the new Trax is a cousin to the Buick and Vista. They both ride on the same platform and share many of the same features. However, the Buick is the more premium offering of the two, and of course, a bit more expensive. It has exclusive options and luxury touches that are not available on the Trax. If you'd like to check out my review of the Invista ST, the link can be found in the description box below. The Trax has a lot going for it when it comes to style and affordability. However, outright performance is not one of its strong suits. Under the hood is a turbocharged 1.2-liter inline 3-cylinder engine that features aluminum construction, double overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, variable valve timing, and direct fuel injection. It develops 137 horsepower at 5,000 RPM and 162 pound-feet of torque between 2,500 and 4,000 RPM. This translates to a 0 to 60 time of around 8.6 seconds. For a general commuter, the Trax has adequate performance, but it leaves a lot to be desired on highway commutes. Power delivery is pretty smooth and the transmission is responsive and works to keep the engine within its sweet spot, but there is some turbo lag with heavy throttle inputs. Higher speed maneuvers require more careful planning. I'm sure most folks won't find any fault with it, but in my opinion, a smaller 4-cylinder engine might have been a better option here, as it wouldn't have to work quite as hard as the 3-cylinder. The Trax is also front-wheel drive only and does not offer any selectable drive modes. A 6-speed automatic transmission is standard. Along with a 3.5 to 1 final drive ratio, the transmission has an electronic range select feature that allows you to manually select which gears you want the transmission to shift between. It's engaged by pulling the shifter all the way back to the L position. A while back, I had the opportunity to drive a newer Chevrolet Trailblazer with the 1.3-liter turbo 3-cylinder, all-wheel drive, and the 9-speed transmission. The Trailblazer is also available with the 1.2-liter and front-wheel drive like the Trax, but it comes paired with a continuously variable transmission. I really like the fact that the Trax has a conventional automatic transmission. Being that the Trax is meant to target a lower price point, its performance shortcomings are understandable. That being said, I do believe there's a potentially wider customer base with a more powerful engine and the option of all-wheel drive. However, that would also negate the Trax's already exceptional value. When it comes to fuel economy, EPA estimates range between 28 miles per gallon in the city and 32 miles per gallon on the highway. During my week of driving, I averaged around 30 miles per gallon. The Trax uses regular unleaded gasoline and has a total capacity of 13.2 gallons. A selectable auto start-stop system is standard. Depending on the trim level, the Trax comes standard with 17-inch, 18-inch, or 19-inch wheels. Each trim level comes with its own unique wheel style for further differentiation. The LS comes with steel wheels and full wheel covers. The rest of the lineup feature alloy wheels. These wheels in particular, sporting a black painted machine finish, are exclusive to the 2RS. They measure 19 by 8 inches and are wrapped in 245/45 all-season tires. In comparison, the 1RS has a sporty set of wheels as well, finished similar to these, but they measure 18 by 7.5 inches and are wrapped in 225/55 tires. Stopping power comes from 4-wheel disc brakes with electric power assistance. The rotors span 11.8 inches in the front and 11.3 inches in the rear. They're clamped down by single-piston calipers. The discs benefit from GM's Duralife technology, which uses a process called ferritic nitrocarburizing to give them superior resistance to corrosion and rust. The front discs are internally ventilated for improved cooling. With this setup, the Trax stops smoothly and sure-footedly with excellent stability. It's been shown to stop from 60 miles an hour in about 116 feet, which is impressive. The parking brake is an electronic setup, engaged by a button in the center console behind the shifter. The Trax's suspension consists of independent McPherson struts in front and a compound crank setup in the rear. Here's one area where the Trax differs from the Invista, which is offered with a Watts-Link rear suspension. Buick claims the Watts-Link design improves handling, ride quality, and cabin isolation over the compound crank setup. To be honest, I never found any fault in how the Trax hit the road. The overall handling and stability profile is really quite good for what it is. It takes curves well without too much body roll, and the ride quality is pretty supple. It drives more like a car than an SUV. The Envista is a great driving vehicle, but I think anyone shopping for a Trax will be impressed with its road manners. The steering is an electric rack and pinion setup that's surprisingly weighty, which offers a sportier feel. The turning circle with the larger wheels is 38.4 feet. A wrapped, flat-bottom steering wheel is standard on the RS models. There's grip bolsters at 10 and 2, perforated and high-gloss black accents, and radio controls in the back of the upper spokes. It's also manually adjustable for tilt and reach. A heated steering wheel is standard on the 2RS. A really nice standout feature available on the Trax is an 8-inch diagonal digital instrument cluster. It's incorporated into the wide, one-piece curved instrument panel, which also includes the central infotainment system. It provides key vehicle information such as vehicle speed, fuel range, average fuel economy, tire pressure, oil life, trip odometer, warning icons, and more. It's also reconfigurable with different display formats. Using the buttons on the right side of the steering wheel, you can switch between the various display formats to suit your preference. The Trax's interior was designed to have a lightweight feel, achieved with sweeping lines and light technical cues. The low instrument panel enhances outward visibility and contributes to the feeling of airiness, while a texture pattern sweeps across, adding depth. Other elements take inspirations from other recent Chevy performance vehicle designs, including signature round vents and more. Display screens are the centerpiece of the tech-forward design, with the infotainment screen canted slightly towards the driver for more intuitive control. LS and 1RS trims feature an 8-inch diagonal infotainment color touchscreen and a more traditional analog instrument cluster with a small digital driver information center. The LT, 2RS, and Active have an 11-inch diagonal infotainment color touchscreen and an 8-inch diagonal digital instrument cluster. There's a surprising amount of variation between the various trim levels when it comes to styling and standard equipment. The 2RS in particular features black Evotex upholstery with red accent stitching and a black headliner. Additional red accenting can be found across the dash, steering wheel, and shift knob. I especially like the unique RS tags on the seats and the logo on the right side of the dash. High gloss black trim gives the 2RS an upscale look. The 1RS has similar sporty elements, but it's more similar to the LS when it comes to standard equipment. Most Trax models come with a 6-way manual driver's seat and a 4-way manual passenger seat. The Active is the only model to offer an 8-way power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar. Keyless open and push-button start are standard on most models. The front seats are quite comfortable. On the 2RS, they're heated and compared with the heated steering wheel. The capacitive touch design of the central screen works just like a smartphone for ease of use. For the first time, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard features, regardless of what screen size you have. Wireless phone charging is a new available feature on the LT, 2RS, and Active. Wi-Fi hotspot capability is also included. Additional infotainment features include Bluetooth audio streaming, the ability to connect to Bluetooth-enabled devices, Sirius XM satellite radio, traction control operation, a voice command system, and displays for vehicle maintenance, gauges, and a trip computer. The audio system includes 6 speakers and offers surprisingly good quality. The infotainment system is very simple with just the basics included. Having the smartphone integration technologies allow you to port over your favorite navigation and media apps and more. Type A and Type C USB data and charging ports can be found in the center console, along with a 12-volt power outlet. In addition to the climate controls in the center stack, you can also operate the climate settings within the larger infotainment system. It's a single-zone system with manual controls and digital readouts. Automatic climate control is included on the LT and above. The 2RS is offered with 4 optional packages, including a winter and summer floor mat package, the driver confidence package, an interior protection package, and a sunroof package. The Trax comes standard with Chevy Safety Assist. It includes 6 active safety and driver assist technologies such as automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist with lane departure warning, IntelliBeam auto high beams, front pedestrian braking, forward collision alert, and a following distance indicator. Additional standard features include Team Driver, Buckle to Drive, Rear Seat Reminder, Tire Pressure Monitoring with Tire Fill Alert, OnStar, and a high-definition rear vision camera with dynamic backup lines. Available safety technologies with the Driver Confidence Package include Lane Change Alert with Side Blind Zone Alert, Adaptive Cruise Control, and Rear Cross Traffic Alert. All Traxes offer 6 airbags for occupant protection. They include frontal airbags for the driver and front passenger, seat-mounted side impact airbags for the driver and front passenger, and head curtain airbags for the front and rear outboard seating positions. In its basic configuration, the Trax's rear seat isn't much to write home about when it comes to creature comforts, but it does offer pretty good room overall for a small crossover. Enabled by the long wheelbase and efficient layout, the Trax offers the spaciousness and legroom often seen in much larger vehicles, and is a big improvement over its predecessor. In fact, it offers more legroom than any prior Chevrolet small SUV, including the Trailblazer. The headrests are adjustable and foldable for extra visibility, but the rest of the seat is fixed in place, with the exception of the folding mechanisms that help expand cargo space. One downside to the Trax's low price point is that it does lack some of the nicer amenities that are offered on the Buick Envista, such as adjustable air vents in the back of the center console for greater rear seat comfort, a fold-down armrest with cup holders, and an additional seatback storage pocket on the driver's seat. Being 5 foot 10 inches, I didn't have any issues with rear seat space. In fact, I had over an inch of headroom left over and plenty of leg space. You can seat up to 3 people back here, and there's latch child seat anchors in all 3 positions. The rear seat has good padding and is decently comfortable. Overhead, there's grab handles, coat hooks, and a microphone for the hands-free phone system. You also have overhead lighting and lower door pockets. The Trax comes standard with a manual liftgate that's relatively lightweight and easy to operate. The Invista is offered with a powered liftgate. A removable privacy cover is standard to keep prying eyes off your cargo. Behind the rear seat, you have 25.6 cubic feet of cargo space. The rear seat is a 60-40 split design for cargo and passenger flexibility. If you folded everything flat, you'll notice the load floor transition is flat, which is really nice. The Trax's total cargo capacity is 54.1 cubic feet. On the left side of the trunk floor, you'll find a decently sized cubby as well as illumination. Underneath the trunk floor is where you'll find a temporary spare tire and all of the related changing equipment. There's also enough space if you needed to stow additional emergency items. The trunk floor can be positioned in a way that it remains in an open position for added convenience. Considering its size, the Trax has great interior storage too. There's a fully stocked center console with 2 cup holders and a couple of storage cubbies, 4 bottle holders, large pockets in the front door panels, a cubby in the back of the center console, and a storage pocket on the back of the front passenger seat. The glove box is not lockable, but it has an impressive amount of space. Well everyone, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please don't forget to leave a like down below because it really helps the videos a lot. And if you haven't subscribed already, consider doing that too. And make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss out on the upcoming content. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.